Assalamu alaikum. You're watching Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Dawaz with the latest roundup of sports. We're going to be discussing cricket-oriented lineup. Let's take a look at what we have on the show today. First of all, the Tri-Nation Series between Pakistan, New Zealand and Bangladesh. And it's very exciting now, moving to almost the finale. Pakistan is going to face Bangladesh tomorrow in the last group match. Meanwhile, New Zealand managed to beat Pakistan by 9 wickets earlier. And New Zealand also beat Bangladesh today as well by 48 runs. They scored a good total of more than 200 runs. Bangladesh falling short, so New Zealand in prime form. The final will be played on the 14th of this month, and then of course the team moves on to the World Cup as well. Then the Women's T20 Asia Cup, where Pakistan women's cricket team beat Sri Lanka women's cricket team. Umama Sohail was the player of the match. Pakistan is going to face Sri Lanka in the semi-final, while India take on Thailand, and the semi-finals will be played tomorrow. And of course we're hoping that the girls in green can carry this momentum forward, because they've been absolutely splendid when it comes to performances in batting, bowling and especially fielding. So we'll be talking about that. Then moving on, Pakistan Cricket Board has also confirmed a limited over series against Ireland. Ireland women's team is going to be touring Pakistan, comprising of 3 one-day internationals and 3 T20s. Gaddafi Stadium, Lahore will host all of these matches that will be played in Pakistan. So good quality women's cricket that will be up for offer in Pakistan. Then of course some great news for all you cricket fans and Pakistan team's prospects in the World Cup, where Shaheen Shah Afridi has been declared all set to play international cricket by the medical staff. He's been declared fit. It's a major boost for Pakistan team. He's going to be available for selection of the T20 matches, including warm-up matches, which he will be part of. And he himself said that I have been bowling with full pace, 6 to 8 overs with his full might. So we can expect some quality stuff now from Shaheen Shah Afridi when we talk about the T20 World Cup, because this is much needed for our bowling attack. And we'll be discussing all about this in today's show. That's the lineup. Time now to introduce our guest. First of all, in studios we've been joined by a cricket expert, and of course we're having him on Sports Extra regularly and discussing many things when it comes to the Pakistan cricket team. He's pointed out some very crucial things recently as well, going into the World Cup, but God knows when they will be addressed. So very honored to be joined in studios by Rizwan Haider. Assalamu alaikum, how are you, sir?
Assalamu alaikum, Ahmed.
Great to have you on the show. Also been joined by cricket expert and cricket commentator on Sports Extra, K. Asif Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum, Asif, how are you?
Wa alaikum assalam, I'm very well, thank you.
Great to have you on the show as well. Now the Tri-Nation Series, gentlemen, is the first thing that we're discussing. So Rizwan, New Zealand in prime form. They beat Pakistan, they beat Bangladesh. They've been in some quality momentum ever since losing the first match to Pakistan. We've got a game tomorrow against Bangladesh, which we're most likely to win and make it to the final. What would you say?
Well, you know, one game, anything can happen. We've always seen that Pakistan is capable of beating any team in a one-off game, and we beat New Zealand in the first game as well when we batted second, thanks to the bowling. But in the next game, you know, whenever we get to bat first, we sort of get confused and we don't know what sort of total to put on. And that's been one of the major issues. And I always feel that, you know, I was discussing it with K. Asif and yourself as well. When was the last time Pakistan batted first and got 200? So that was like 15 months ago in July 2021 versus England, when we got about 230. But 200 is a regular feature for England, for Australia, for India, even for New Zealand. I mean, they just got it against Bangladesh.
South Africa.
And South Africa. So we're up against it when it comes to, you know, the World Cup, and you're going to be facing in the semis. You're either going to be facing England or Australia most probably, and you know, for teams like those, and if you have to bat first, you don't have any idea what sort of total you're going to set. So I'm really literally skeptical of the chances.
Well, Asif, that's a very important point, because here we, you know, just a day back we were mourning the fact that we managed to get 130, that too without hitting any sixes, and now we look at teams scoring 200s and chasing them down, and then we see that we're a long way off.
You know, before sipping the tea, Rizwan has confirmed that Pakistan will be playing semi-final. It's really important, you know. First, second thing, you know, if you talk about that, Pakistan is a team who could beat anyone, anywhere, especially when you talk about T20 format, and that we have a very good record against even New Zealand as well, if you talk about head-to-head records. And rightly said by Rizwan that let's suppose if you're losing toss and you're going to bat first, what will be your planning? Okay, for me, Pakistan is a very good bowling side, and including of Shaheen Shah Afridi, will be including one more match winner in Pakistan side. So I think 180-90 would be a good total against any team if Pakistan is batting first. There is no need to worry that you guys are touching 200 and after that you'll be defending them. I think 180 would be fine with this bowling lineup. Shaheen Shah Afridi, Naseem Shah, and then Haris Rauf, Shadab Khan. All of them, they're really good. And now if we talk about the Pakistani habits, that the only habit is that we do not know that what our planning is actually. And this is the mindset between the rest of the teams, especially New Zealand and Pakistan. That the New Zealand got a very mature mindset. Earlier you were talking to Sana Mir, the way she was telling that all of the aspect, they're mature, they're confident. Pakistan is lacking lots of things. See, if you talk about their physical health, if you talk about their maturity, their confidence, each and everything. Even then, Pakistani players are trying well. In this Tri-Nation series, once again, the problem is same, and that is our middle order batting. And I must say that Rizwan will definitely talk about that we're missing Fakhar Zaman. Honestly, to be very honest, after watching Haider Ali, I'm missing Fakhar Zaman.
Well, the Fakhar element.
Can I just add a
Of
couple
course,
of things?
why not?
When I said, in semi-finals, I am very hopeful. Because we have to support our team, and we are very, very lucky because
No, I'm with you. I'm
because
with you.
the other group has Australia, New Zealand,
Yeah, the group of death.
England,
Yes.
and most probably Sri Lanka is going to go in there, and Afghanistan. Had we been there instead of New Zealand, I would have said we're not going to go to the semis.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
So end of the day, we just need to beat India or South Africa, and the rest of the teams, hopefully West Indies and the two minnows that will be there, and Bangladesh.
Rizwan, I'll just
will have a
interrupt you.
chance.
I've been told we're going towards a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sports Extra, and of course we're in discussion with Rizwan Haider and K. Asif Ahmed discussing the Tri-Nation series so far. So Rizwan, how important is that element of Fakhar? We'll come to that as well, but also the performance of Haider Ali, what we've seen recently now.
Well, I think Fakhar is very, very important because he's been pivotal. I just feel that he's been playing in the wrong slot. I personally think that he's the perfect person for taking advantage of the first 6 overs, and so is Haider Ali or Shan Masood or whoever for that matter, because I feel we need one anchor person, be it Rizwan or Babar, and we need somebody who can hit out with him. The only, on a lighter note, I feel a lot of pressure when Rizwan and Haider start batting because I feel a lot of pressure on my own shoulders. So I'm really worried when all the responsibility is being on me.
On Rizwan Haider. Well, why is the element of Fakhar Zaman so important? Asif, we've talked about this fact as well, that even with Shan Masood there is a place for him, but unfortunately the team management or Pakistan's dynamics think otherwise. They want to select one of them.
If you are if you're playing 11, and if there is Haider Ali, there won't be Fakhar Zaman. But I don't want to see Haider Ali because given lots of chances, and that failing again and again. And Shan Masood even scored a couple of 50s, good batting at all, though he was not up to the mark, but he's better than Haider Ali. So I think you will be playing with Shan Masood and Fakhar Zaman, and as Rizwan Haider said that lots of pressure on Rizwan Haider, so might be you guys are changing, and you guys are changing in your batting order. But I'm quite sure that you'll be going with same opening pair. that Rizwan and Babar Azam.
But Asif, it's a very critical moment because there can be pressure on Rizwan and Haider, but they somewhat perform. There can be pressure on Nawaz, but he performs. But that pressure on Asif is not going away up till now.
So what do you want? The acquittal of Asif? What do you want?
Maybe-
Actually, see, this is what I'm talking about. Asif, I would like to request you, please perform. People are asking me that why Asif Ali is not performing. I'm telling them he is Asif Ali, he's not K. Asif.
You know, from criticism, it has come down to Minnat and Tarla from Asif. Asif Ali really needs to do something now for the sake of K. Asif Ahmed
Yes.
and for his well-being. It's very, very important. But it's very important because the comparison right now, Rizwan, was between, people were trying to do the comparison between Fakhr and Shan, which is impossible because both of them have different dynamics of the game, how they perceive it. But people commented that, you know, the element of pace and bounce and, you know, what he did to Stark is something very important in the World Cup, and that's why Fakhr Zaman becomes very necessary in the squad.
Because Fakhr is used to, he's pretty good against the bounce, and he's not, he's not somebody who's scared or who's he's very clear in his mind, and I think we should go with it. I'm just worried that the problem is we don't have any options. I mean, if you look at India, India played a T20 series against South Africa, and then they sent the team for the World Cup, and they're playing a second team with South Africa in ODIs, and they've even beaten South Africa, and that that just shows the pool that they have and the options that they have. Even if somebody gets injured, there are 2 or 3 other options. Similar is the case with England. They had 5 players out of the squad, touring Pakistan, beat Pakistan 4-3, and they could have easily won 6-1. I totally agree with Moeen Ali. And now Butler's come in, Stokes has come in. It just shows the pool that all these teams have. Australia, even after winning the World Cup, were experimenting, and Cameron Green coming in, Finch
as
as,
an
the
opener,
captain
yeah.
getting dropped to number 4. That just shows the confidence that they have in every other players, and also the confidence they are giving to their youngsters. We are not doing that. We are just bent upon the fact that we bat second, and Rizwan and Rizwan and Babar are going to perform, and that's not good for the team. You can win against Australia, India, one-off game, but as a tournament, that's not the right approach.
And what
Yes,
we
sir.
are doing, that we are just emphasizing and kept saying that talk positive, report positive, and that's it. If you're playing negative, you're just telling us that talk positive. What I mean, this is beyond imagination that a player is not performing.
Are you
well.
going to the team management? Are you talking about Siklan Mushtaq, Mohammad Yusuf and Sean Tate?
Yes, that's right. Let me take their names, of course, and let me take the name of Ramiz Raj as well. The way he says that I'm quite sure and I'm hopeful that the way Rizwan and Babar playing, I'm with them. This is what I've said earlier, that why you
But
guys.
you're missing the X factor with the Pakistan team. We've discussed everything, but that element of prayers is something that always gets us over the line. Asif, technically speaking, if we get Fakhr Zaman back, and then Shadab, if he gets promoted up the order on a regular basis, then do we see that middle order having some strength? Because Fakhr's ability to hit the ball can be utilized at any number.
Well, see, that's really important. The way Shadab played against New Zealand, if you see that his timing, each and everything was really perfect. The way he started with a boundary on the point in the point region, it was a perfect shot, and rest the way he was playing. And I've watched him in nets as well. That he's coming up with the straight bat. Yes, he's going over the extra cover as well, mid-wicket area as well. So I think that he's a proper batter. Give him some chances. So I think when you are saying that Fakhr Zaman and you're pushing down Fakhr Zaman and he could play any number in any scenario, yes, I'm with you. Fine, fair enough. That let's suppose if Shadab is coming on number 4, number 3, Shan Masood, and then number 5, Fakhr Zaman, and then Asif Ali, and then rest. I think that's proper. That's perfectly okay. And I want to see Shadab Khan playing as a bowling all-rounder, not as a batting all-rounder. When he's performing in bowling for Pakistan and then he's doing something extraordinary with the bat, it will be helping Pakistan.
Rizwan, you agree if somebody's got the ability, he's raising his hand up, he wants that spot regularly, then give it to him.
When you ask the question like that, then yes, I have to agree. But I mean, what would I want? I would want 5 players batting, getting 25 runs each at a strike rate of 140, 145, 150. That's what Sri Lanka did in the World Cup. That's what Australia do. And one player gets going, the others just support him. What we do is we're just, we've got 2 people, one averaging 50, strike rate 128. The other averaging 43, strike rate 128. So basically, you're using up about 55, 60 balls. Or if you talk about the power play, on average, you're getting about 43 to 45 runs. And the other teams are getting about 60 to 65. So that's a 20-run difference in every power play on average. And, that really takes a toll on the batsman coming after that. And, that's where we lose out. And the difference, because the pressure increases, the team ends up getting out for 130, 140 and 150. I mean, if you look at it, England scored 200 runs 3 times when they batted first against Pakistan, 199 and then 200 plus twice. Pakistan
Because
batted
England
first
don't
4
have-
times
England
and
don't
got
have Asif Ali.
169. 169 was the highest. That just shows the gap that there is between England and Pakistan.
Rizwan, because England don't have Asif Ali, England don't have Iftikhar and Khushdil Shah. They have proper batters. Honestly, we do not have proper batters in the death. You talk about, if New Zealand, Devon Conway, you talk about Phillips, you
Glenn
talk about
Phillips,
you talk about Martin Guptill. They're perfect batters. They have proper technique, and then they're slotters and they're very big hitters as well. 60 and 24 deliveries, hitting 5 sixes in death overs. This is
Miller
called-
got 100 the other day on these many
Yes,
deliveries. Yes.
and this is called power hitting, and this is what we are missing actually. And when you talk about averages, Rizwan, Fakhar Zaman averaging 22, the strike rate is 135. Asif Ali averaging 15, strike rate might be 400. I don't care, but
But in
see-
Pakistan, we've eliminated that debate of averages in T20 cricket. That's what we've done.
Yes, and this is what practically what we are facing actually, in grounds. That if you talk about averages and you're not talking about strike rate, and let's suppose, if you're talking about strike rate, people will ask what is the average is. The only thing I must say that we want, match winning innings. If Asif Ali is playing on number 7 and let's suppose 20 runs required, on 10 deliveries, 15 deliveries, I don't want to finish him 3 balls. I just want to finish him with the win. Just not out batting. This is called what match finisher is.
So he did that the other day without hitting any 6, went back, not out in 130.
But we lost the match.
But he stayed there at least, right? So he
No,
gave
we
you a
lost the
safe
match.
total.
We lost the match. 24 and 20 deliveries. It's not power.
He gave you a safe total 130, and then we ask our bowlers to defend that. So that becomes hilarious.
Actually, there was so much pressure on him to get innings in because he's just been playing 5 or 6, 7 balls. So, that happens sometime.
But we are an impatient nation, as Asif mentioned as well.
But in the long run, I mean,
Yes.
you had one complete year to make experiments. Australia and England and New Zealand are still doing that. India is doing that.
You can still do that in the series, though.
And then-
yeah.
You
this
can,
is-
but we are so worried about losing, like, the test series against Australia. There are so many examples in every format. I personally feel we have the best opening combination in the world in Rizwan and Babar playing in the wrong format. They're more suited for one-day internationals. And in T20, one of them can bat along with, somebody like a power hitter. Because T20 is a different ball game. You need to have a total, when you get 60 runs in 6 overs, the pressure on the fielding team is a lot different than when you have 43 for no wicket in 6 overs. So we need to adapt to that. And we're not doing that. We haven't even made an attempt. Every time we win the toss, we decide to bat second. We don't want to experiment. And that's going to cause you losing the cup.
Yeah.
Because we do not, trust on our middle order batting. This is what happening. They're failing again and again. And see, I respectably do not agree with you that the batters who are the performers, who are the actually, match winners, Babar Azam and Rizwan. And if you are criticizing just on their strike rate, I'm not with you. The reason is, Rizwan, why? See, if Babar and Rizwan they're playing and you're saying that 6 overs gone, 43 for none, and they're finishing 180, and then you have a very good bowling lineup. So why the rest of the batters, the power hitters, they're just for the sake of the name in the team, what
No,
they are doing.
I disagree. Every time you get 40 for 3, when you lose wickets at that strike rate, then the problem comes. If you're getting 60 for in the first 6 overs and you lose wicket, then the batsman will be in a different frame of mind, and the fielding team will be in a different
Recovery
frame of mind
job starts,
because
yeah.
they understand the wicket. I mean, can you imagine going into a T20 not hitting a 6 in 20 overs? That's
It's a crime.
unimaginable.
So
But
what
it's a
about your
simple
power
crime.
hitters? This is what I'm asking
Exactly,
to you.
that's
Where
what
is
the start
Asif
was.
Ali? Where is Iftikhar? Where is Haider Ali? If
Well,
you
they were
cannot
there, weren't they? They were there.
see, you are backing them. You are backing them.
Look, the only
actually.
power hitter we're backing is Naseem Shah right now. We're not saying any power hitter. But moving on, of course, we do know that Pakistan is playing Bangladesh tomorrow. and this will be the final match of the group, and then of course we move on to the final on the 14th. Hopefully we win and make it to the final, and we can make amends there as well. But talking about some more important things happening in the world of cricket, it's very important to discuss those factors as well. And then of course Pakistan's prospects will always be there. But talking about the Women's T20 Asia Cup now, where we've got some terrific news. Pakistan women beat Sri Lanka women in this all-important game. What a stellar performance from Umaima Suhail, picking up 5 wickets, the first Pakistani women to bag 5-wicket haul in T20 cricket. Tuba was absolutely superb. The fielding standards were exceptional, the way they've done it. And, it's guys like Motasim Rashid who are with the side. And Sana Mir even said that when he was there as a head coach, they performed phenomenally well. And now he's with the team as a fielding and as a bowling consultant. They're performing exceptionally well. So Asif, my first question to you would be to comment on this victory, how our girls have come up in form with the confidence. And then when you've got guys on the indigenous level like Motasim Rashid, and still you opt for foreign coaches who immediately leave without giving any reason when they've been there with the side for 1 year and no results were produced. Why is our approach like this?
This is actually our mindset, and we do not have any planning. Same, where the debate is going now, that Pakistan cricket team, either the men or women, we do not have any plannings. Yes, we are playing on our own, and we're performing in the same conditions. Pakistan women team, they're playing really nicely, and I must appreciate, and I'm so happy the way they're fielding actually, taking good catches. And in the fielding, they're really good. Batting and bowling, of course, extraordinary, as you said, that Umaima Suhail, a left-arm spinner, she is a proper middle-order batter. But a captain, when captain is using her, Bisma Maroof, when she's using her as a spinner, on these conditions, in Bangladesh, where you could get some spin, of course, it's a very good thing, and it's a very cheeky move, you must say, about Bisma Maroof. So Pakistani batters, bowlers, Nida Dar is in a stunning form. She's not only performing with the bat, but the ball as well. Of course, she's a really good campaigner and a very experienced campaigner. Talk about Sidra Amin, talk about, Alia. Each and every player, they're performing well. And that's why they're in the semi-finals. Good luck, guys. Tomorrow you'll be playing against Sri Lanka. And I'm quite sure, as people are talking about this, the golden chance for Pakistan, they could win the Asia Cup as well. And yes, we lost against Thailand. Thailand is in semi-final against India. So Pakistan is the type of team that we could beat anyone. But when we're playing against a team like Thailand, we lose our confidence. I don't know. So I think that I must say the hats off to our girls. Right. They're playing really nicely.
Absolutely. Rizwan, would you agree? The exceptional stuff. Some quality talent coming up. They beat Sri Lanka exceptionally well. Fielding standards, like I said, this amount of direct hits, I've not seen it from the boys.
Direct hits, plus the off-spin bowling of Umaima, the flight she was giving, the turn she was getting, excellent captaincy. It was a great team effort, and the good thing is that we won 4 games and we had 4 different man of the match.
Yeah,
it was not like it's like Rizwan or Babar or Shaheen, just getting it rolling.
And Asif Ali,
and, or Rizwan Haider for that matter. But it was very nice to see different people performing. The team, the bowling, spin department as a team is bowling well. We just had Tuba was bowling well. Nida Dar has been a great servant of cricket. She's got about 90-95 odd games for Pakistan. So all 3 of them, even if you start resting Diana Baig, that shows that you have the strength, you have the backups, you have the combinations, and you can change things around, and that's a healthy sign. Beating India was the master stroke. I mean, I think Sana predicted it as well.
Yes, he did.
So that was amazing, and I hope we can do it twice in a row.
Definitely. Asif, now the PCB has also announced series against Ireland. It's a home series. So, it's simple math. The more amount of cricket you give to these ladies, they will perform.
Yes, of course, Sri Lanka visited Pakistan, and before that, West Indies visited Pakistan. Now Ireland is coming. Pakistan went for Commonwealth Games. Now we went for the Asia Cup. So the plenty of cricket is there, and that's why our girls are getting some confidence as well. And there are a lot of chances to work on their mistakes, getting confidence, and getting maturity is really important in cricket, that you do understand the scenarios, and of course when you are playing with different teams. Ireland is a very special team, even in the men and now their women. So I think Pakistan will be getting more and more confidence.
Well, I think I'm glad for the fact that the girls will be playing at the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore, because for too long they've been having their matches in small club venues in Karachi or some other places, and it's very disappointing. We've always said and advocated that these girls need to play in the proper stadium so they get a exact idea of international standards, and that's why it's very important. But Rizwan, another thing that I wanted to ask you is on the administrative side, that maybe we can be a lot better on the diplomacy perspective, because it's phenomenal how the Indian women cricket team has been playing series all around the world when we've been stuck to only hosting Sri Lanka in Karachi, that too on a club venue.
It's always important to play different teams, different, different pitches, different sort of, exposure that you get. It helps you in the tournaments. And yes, I mean, PCB has to be given credit, because it's been, women cricket has always been secondary compared to the men's cricket. And this is the first time, they're being paid well. And that is the reason we expect performances as well from them. And I think we need to start playing Australia, New Zealand and England, because they're the main teams other than India. And since India is not going to play with us, we have to start touring Australia, New Zealand and England, and get their girls to
and
come
South
over.
Africa.
And South Africa as well, and get their girls to come over as well.
Definitely. Now coming to the big news that has been around, Shaheen Shah Afridi is all set to make a comeback. There have been mixed opinions on social media, but now it's officially been confirmed. He himself said that he's bowling 6 to 8 overs with full pace, with complete rhythm, and he's expected to make a comeback in the warm-up games. He's going to be joining the team in Brisbane and then be part of Pakistan's World Cup squad. Yes, K. Asif Ahmed.
Well, I'm so happy. I would love to watch him. It's a treat to watch his first 2-3 overs, especially when you're bowling against KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma, and Pakistan will be playing against India, and Pakistan was missing him even in Asia Cup as well. So I think when we talk about the right-left combination of Pakistan fast bowling, Waqar, Wasim, yes, two great fast bowlers. Now, this is the time, after a long time, we were missing, after Amir and Asif, we were missing this combination. So, good thing is that Haris is getting a very good momentum. He's working on his liner length as well, and he's now becoming a match winner bowler. And including Shaheen Shah Afridi, now we have 5 match winner players. Talk about Rizwan, Babar, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Shadab Khan and Haris Rauf. So we're still missing 2-3 match winners. I wish if Asif Ali could be a match winner, but I think that we are still missing 1-2. But in the back of Shaheen Shah Afridi in Pakistan team, it's a very good sign, and I think now the other teams, they must be in danger.
The first question has to boil down to our combination. We'll come to that in a bit, but Rizwan, much needed. For far too long we had been predicting, and a lot of people said that his workload needs to be managed. It wasn't. Of course, this was an injury that he suffered against Sri Lanka in the test match when he got hit by a ball, but then again then we made him travel to the UAE, so
But the thing is, it was bound to happen, or it can happen in the future as well. You have to manage the workload. You can't keep playing him against every team and on every surface. You have to make sure that against weaker teams you try different combinations. Even against Ireland, we were playing our first team, bar a couple of players. So we were not giving chances, and that's the way you start giving chances to people. We need to get better wickets. I mean, Australia came in. We had terrible wickets, for fast bowlers. You could have gotten the same results with, club level bowlers, fast bowlers. And
look at India against Australia in the home series.
They were brilliant pitches. That's why you test. Test cricket is testing, but then you have to test it in proper conditions. You can't go in with a negative mind and say, we do this and that. But Shaheen is a welcome sign. We're still not going to win the World Cup with this combination because of the, too much reliance on a couple of players. But
no more negative comments, please.
No.
Please,
I was the first one who said, Pakistan is going to make it to the semi-finals.
He did.
Yes. So, you remember that, guys.
K. Asif Ahmed, the big question is the combination. Yesterday, we had this poll going on social media. I saw it by one of our friends who put it there about the combinations, whether we're going with 4 fast bowlers and 1 spinner, 3 fast bowlers, 2 spinners, and then even if we're going with 4 fast bowlers, do we still add Nawaz and Shadab? So that needs to be focused right now. As a cricket expert, what would you suggest could be the right way forward?
Well, I think that Pakistan do not have an aggressive approach. So I think we will go with 3 fast bowlers and 2 spinners. You know, Nawaz is in good addition in batting as well. He could do something special. So I think you will go with probably Shaheen Shah Afridi, Haris Rauf, then Naseem Shah, Rizwan and Shadab. You will be playing with them. I don't think so that you will be coming with the 4th one, and that is Wasim Jr. But he's a very good batter as well. If you go with my choice, I want to see four fast
bowlers.
Yes, that's
But
right.
And that is definitely not going to happen.
Yes, of
You know,
course.
without
This is what I said that.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, but that's what he wants. But this is
Yeah.
what do you think is going
I
to happen?
think we're desperately missing a fast bowling all-rounder. You know, somebody like Fahim Ashraf, or even the guy who tried Abrar, was it recently against England?
Abrar was the leg spinner.
No, no, the
Amir
other-
Jamal.
Amir Jamal.
Yeah.
But we definitely need something like that on the Australian wickets to give us a bit of balance, because every other team has 6 bowling options. We are the only team who have 5. And the only reason we tried Iftikhar was because Usman Khawaja got injured. Otherwise, we were going whatever the runs. Dhani getting 62 runs in 4 overs, but we were not making an effort to try and get in a couple of overs. So just in case somebody gets really hit on, you could change and make sure that he doesn't bowl the full quota.
Absolutely, but we've got $1 million question, gentlemen, right now, and we'll be taking about that. But thank you very much for your feedback for people who are watching the show, including Mr. Tayyib Khalid. Thank you very much for watching the show. I'm just seeing these comments there as well. Asif, the $1 million question is, you always put investments in the Pakistan cricket team as well, and then you see the return in the form of players. So the $1 million question is, where is Rana Fahim Ashraf? That's an important question.
No, that's right. But I'm not chief selector. You know, if you're asking to me, I will definitely laughing on your comments, because Mohammad Wasim said himself in a press conference that we have started our plannings and preparations right after the last World Cup. And if these are your plannings, if these are your preparations, if these are your thinkings, then I'm not with you. And of course, that every Pakistani is asking that, where is Fahim Ashraf? See, this is the basic wrong thing with Pakistan Cricket Board, that they do not bring right person for the right job. And this is what's happening. As Rizwan said, that Pakistan is missing something special, and then I think that is your planning. That's
Right.
it.
So Rizwan, that investment on Fahim Ashraf, not good enough?
I think, if you knew that, the World Cup was in Sri Lanka or India or Bangladesh, and suddenly it got changed to Australia, then you would have said, we weren't planning for that. But you knew 1 year in advance that it's going to, or 2-3 years in advance that, the World Cup is going to be in Australia. And if you did not know, or whoever's responsible did not know that Fahim Ashraf could be an asset, because he hasn't played T20 cricket in more than a year now. But he's been playing in PSL, and is somebody who could have been given a specific role. Even if for the franchise we could have told them, push him up the order, give him 3 overs, 2 overs, because we want to try him out. So, and that would have been possible, but nothing has been done. So we don't have a 6th option. That's really, really
By the way, are you playing cricket nowadays or not? Because Ahmed is playing and he's performing well. So it could be a good prospect.
I did as
Could
well,
be a
but
good
I'm
prospect.
eligible for, over 45s.
Look,
He's under 59 and you're and I'm still under 19,
Yes,
Yeah,
sure.
of course.
We need to treat you as an under 90. We'll send you to the PJL. Don't worry. But trust me, Rizwan is a quality left arm spinner.
Really?
And quality left arm spinner when I say
And
that, with the
I
flag.
play really good against spinners.
Really?
Yes.
We'll try to see that competition very soon. I think coming towards Shaheen Shah Afridi particularly, that issue for Pakistan cricket team right now, Asif, becomes that depth over. Even Shaheen has been a bit of a struggle in those overs. How can Pakistan better manage his overs as well? 2 up front, 3 up front, keep 1 in between. How do you see that happening?
No, it's a very genuine question, that Pakistan struggles always in death overs. But good thing is that Haris is recovering well and he's bowling really nicely in death overs. And when we talk about that, Shaheen Shah Afridi is coming back. So I think you'd have to work on your Yorkers. That's it. And, Rizwan was taking name of Amir Jamal. He's so good, but of course that you cannot give him chance straight away in the World Cup. But there were no planning actually. So you require a fast bowler like Arshdeep or Jasprit Bumrah who could bowl 6 Yorkers in a row in death overs. That is the only solution. Otherwise, that the batters like Alex Hales or even Joss Buttler, batters like Hardik Pandya, even they're really good against the fast bowlers.
Trust me, I was so surprised. Sam Curran was bowling Yorkers at consistent pace as well.
So we wish them good luck for
No,
Pakistan.
I,
because, you know,
I just want to add that death bowling is a specialist art,
Yes.
and it's not that Pakistan has never had specialists. We had
Well,
Wasim
Umar
Akram,
Gul,
yeah.
we had
Yeah.
Umar Gul, we had Saklan Mushtaq
Yes,
as a spinner was a
yes.
specialist, and that's
Yeah.
Saeed Ajmal as well.
Yeah.
But in the last 1 year, we've seen Shaheen Afridi is a brilliant bowler, but he's got hit out a couple of times. Matthew Wade against Australia, crunch games, and suddenly we don't have an action plan. It was no strategy. It was just going normal bowling. There was no plan, and it seemed that they haven't practiced that in 1 year's time as well since the last World Cup. We haven't defined that who's going to be our bowlers for the last 4 or 5 overs. We could have developed Haris Rauf, we could have developed Naseem Shah, we could have had a spinner come in for that specialist job like Imad Wasim or Nawaz or whatever. But you have to make an effort. You do that consistently over 5 or 6 games. We haven't done that. Every game we have a different plan, we have a different strategy, and and that's the problem.
Well, I think that different strategy has been working. So in Pakistan, the phenomena is that if it's working, let
That's
it work.
fine.
So it's sort of like that.
Well,
But yes,
could I make
Asif.
a last comment?
Yes,
See,
yes, please.
this is really nice, and why I'm smiling, that you have a very short-term plannings. Do this, if we're winning, go ahead. Do this, if we're losing, change your planning.
But it's working.
Yeah, it's working, that's it. See, and in the death overs when we're talking about typically, see if you cannot bowl a perfect yorker, so just try to bowl slow bounces. Shaheen Shah Afridi, Haris Rauf, Naseem Shah, all of them, they've got really good pace and they could bowl 140, 45.
But at this moment, I think all of us need to appreciate Haris Rauf because
Yes,
he
this is what I'm
Do,
saying.
and another
Yes.
thing is
Yeah.
that you need to look at the batsman as well. You have to have a different strategy against Wade. You have to have a different strategy against
That's
Duckett.
great.
You have to have a different strategy against Williamson. You can't have the same strategy that
Well
this is
said.
my bowling style and I'm going to go and do that in the death overs. You have to look at the batsman. Kohli is a different prospect. Rohit Sharma is a different prospect.
Yes,
Rahul
that's
is a different. So you have to plan on those.
But
bowlers.
Rizwan, you yourself are a part of a very respectable organization. You understand the cultural dynamics. R&D is something that doesn't happen in Pakistan. It's not bound to happen in Pakistan. And I think by the time we complete research of one person, he's probably retired and another person takes over. So that's the problem right now.
Are you talking about Iftikhar's retirement?
I'm not talking about Iftikhar and I'm not going to talk about Asif. I know what you want. That's not going to happen. And I still say this, that trust me, Asif Ali will not disappoint you. One day.
I
one day will come.
I wish.
What?
My prayers are with him.
One day
My
will-
prayers are with him.
One day will come where, Asif Ali will listen to K. Asif Ahmed and will finally do what he wants him, and then that will be that. But gentlemen, thank you very much for being on the show. It's been great fun whenever both of you are around, and of course, like we say always, that we want to expect positive things from Pakistan cricket, and we do hope that inshallah we're able to perform well. That wraps up this show from me and the entire team. It's goodbye for now.